and I am about to join my pack for a late hunt. I am still hurt by the events that unfolded in the cafeteria, including my run-in with Dior, yet I am trying to stay positive and focus on nature. I fold my clothes behind some bushes. The weather is brisk, and autumn has brought in blazing colors such as red and yellow, making it seem like the ground is burning, smiling at the cold. I sharpen my ears at the sound of voices. Gloria and Riley are both giggling at me, and gossiping like usual. Riley, the pretty girl with doe-eye eyes, is currently dating Dior, and for some stupid reason. She hates me. I think she has mistranslated my hatred for her boyfriend as me interested in him, which is laughable. I am certain Dior will be mated to Riley. They deserve each other. Hey, Patty. Riley walks up to me, her arms folded underneath her firm, tiny breasts. The fact that I have bigger ones gives me sick satisfaction. I am curvy, whereas Riley is all skinny perfection. Are you sure that you want to go hunting with the rest of the pack tonight? Your plus-size legs will only slow us down. Gloria snickers at her friend's cruel words, and I shudder at the idea of Riley possibly turning into my future Luna. The girl deserves to be called the B word, sighing. I open my mouth to speak. Shouldn't you be more worried about your boyfriend tonight instead of harassing me? I heard Dior is turning 18 later this week. Riley sticks her nose into the air. Her eyelashes are fanning in the wind, and her heels are so high she can barely stand. Dior's birthday is none of your business. Fatty, it is not like the moon goddess would pick you as his mate either way. Everyone knows I was born to become his Luna. We are meant to be, I snort. I could think of no crueler fate than becoming mates with your boyfriend. Dior was born with venom instead of blood in his veins, and I bet he eats children for lunch. He is truly evil, Riley gasps. How dare you say that about your alpha? Ignoring Riley, I burst into my wolf form. As a wolf, I might be smaller than everyone else, but I am more than ready to get some freedom in my legs. How dare you ignore me? Riley screams. Don't you shapeshift on me, you slut, again? I ignore Riley, with building anticipation. I dig my claws into the ground, freezing when a pair of massive paws stops in front of mine. They are white like snow, and I silently peer up, folding my ears back at the view of Dior, observing me in his wolf form. The wind is behind him, blowing colorful leaves along with his long fur to the side. Like always, those penetrating blue eyes aren't giving me a break. If Doom had a face, it would look like Dior. If it isn't plus size herself, his teeth are showing, and I remark his pink gums. His face is twisted in disgust as if I am a pest in his house. Did you roll your way here tonight? I grit my teeth at the white wolf, not afraid to challenge my alpha. I am set on leaving this pack anyway, and snarl without a sense of fear, shocking Dior to the point he stands there blinking. I mimic his tone, bitter and cold. Well, if it isn't Stoneheart himself, broken any hearts tonight? Or perhaps you caught another STD to add to your book. I've heard my alpha changes girl faster than he does his underwear. Those blue eyes widen to the size of saucers. Disapproval is radiant on Dior's face, like he can't believe his Omega ridiculed him. Seconds pass, and eventually I huff at the giant wolf self-confident, until Dior turns to the others. We aren't hunting for small prey tonight, Dior announces in a voice cut off from human emotion, and turns to me with a feral glint in his eye. Our Omega needs to be taught a lesson. Whoever catches her will be rewarded. Our pack members howl in excitement like oversized huskies while anxiety wrecks in my brain. My heart is beating a mile per minute as I am trying to understand what is going on. My pack will chase me like a rabbit? I ask. Yes. You will get a 5-minute lead, so you better run, after Dior has spoken. I waste no second. I dash out into the forest, aware of the entertained howls behind me. Fierce determination is pumping through my skull, and I lift my nose to the stars, seeking guidance. Try to think of a plan. Patricia, I am not fast on my feet, and I probably can't outrun my pack members. But I have a brain while the only other person in my pack with a glimmer of intelligence is Dior. I can outsmart the rest. With my head working on overdrive, I take a right turn following the canopies until I reach a cliff. With brimming hesitation, I stare down into the pothole, grimacing at my inner voice telling me this is my only chance of winning this game of cat and mouse. Where did she go? I think I caught her scent? Adrenaline is coursing through my veins as I shapeshift into a human, aware of my nearby pack members. My hair falls over my shoulders, and I shudder at the cold biting my naked skin. You can do this, with my arms crossed over my chest to hide my hardened nipples. I approach the cliff and climb down to the sound of running wolves. There is a cave right below the cliff, and as I stand at the opening, I throw wet mud over my skin, hoping it will hide my scent. I rub some into my hair, not afraid of getting myself dirty. When I am all set, I venture into the cave. I doubt my pack members will find me, and I sit down on the first rock I see. The cold stings my bare ass, and I swear under my breath, so cold. It is Dior's fault that I have to hide. What is his problem? The guy has hated me since kindergarten. We both fell in love with the same spade and bucket, and ended up wrestling on the ground. Since I am older than him, I won, and little Dior cried his eyes out. I stuck out my tongue, and that marked us as enemies. I play with my feet, bending my neck when I hear a sound coming from deeper inside the cave. It piques my interest, and I suppress a scream when a giant bear enters my field of vision. The bear isn't a normal one. It looks like it has been raised from the dead. Its eyes are blazing red, and there are scars and visible bones on its body. A putrid stink of rotten flesh follows the creature, and I hold my breath, wondering if I am hallucinating. I blink once to try that concept, shrieking when the creature lunges for me. With panic flaring in my chest, I avoid the enormous claws coming for me. The bear growls, and I run for the entrance, stopping once I spot a white wolf. Fear slashes through me, and I wonder where to turn. Dior glares at me before lifting his head to observe the bear. Surprise seems to flash in his eyes, and then he jumps. I cover, but the wolf rushes past me. My eyes instinctively open to the sound of another growl, and I gasp at the scene of Dior battling the enormous bear. What the hell is this creature? Dior's voice rings inside my mind. It doesn't look normal. I don't know. Shit, Dior growls, turning his head. His wolf is monstrous, but the bear is even more prominent. Get out of the cave, Patricia. Find the others. Our pack is too far away for me to reach them through the mind link. I stare at Dior, jumping when the bear attacks him. Huge claws slash through his hind leg, and there are loud whimpers before Dior snaps at the bear. Dior is powerful, but I am not blind right now. He is outmatched. Dior is halting forward, trying to bite the bear, but it is futile. The enormous creature smacks him into the cave wall, roaring in triumph. I am confident Dior broke a few bones, and I witness blood drip out of his mouth, while his blue eyes are locked on the bear. I have to help him. Without thinking things through, I shapeshift and throw myself at the bear, biting into its backside. A fury I can't recognize burns my senses, and I crunch so hard that I can feel my teeth. The bear cries in torture, and Dior joins the party, biting the bear until, suddenly, the creature blows up in smoke. I am panting, eyeing Dior as he shapeshifts. White fur gets replaced by skin, and I glare at the annoyingly handsome guy. Even bruised, the guy is hot, although it pains me to admit it. My leg is broken. Dior grimaces at the bone sticking out. He tries moving it, only to grit his teeth at the pain. Fuck, heal already. I tilt my head, trying hard to ignore that the guy is sitting there buck naked. He is tall with his chest, looking like lined up cobblestones. Swearing won't speed up the recovery process. No shit, Sherlock. Dior is inhaling through his gritted teeth. But I should be healing already. Alphas have much faster recovery time. Something might have been up with that bear. It carried the smell of unnatural sources. Yes, it reeked of magic. Dior is in agony. And that is when I determine I might dislike the guy but can't let him die, sighing. I turn into a human and walk over to Dior with my eyes strictly glued to his wound. I have to be extra careful around him and empty all my thoughts. It would kill me if he knew I found him incredibly attractive. I would rather die than see his satisfaction, because while Dior might have been blessed with broad shoulders, tallness, and the genes of an angel, his personality is devilish. Kindness rarely shows on his face, and those blue eyes are colder than my mean Grandma Sally's soul. Make no mistake. I still hate your guts, but you are still a person. I briefly meet Dior's bewildered eyes, then lift a rock to uncover a first aid kit hiding behind it. Dior narrows his eyes. You come here often? This cave used to be my hideout. I am stopping the bleeding on Dior's wound with a compress. But now that you know about this place, I will no longer come back here. Dior's shoulder stiffens, and an icy wave of dread slips over me like a blanket when he turns his head. His neck is slightly bent, and the regular frost in his gaze is there, mocking me from under his mop of stupid, sweaty black hair. He is gorgeous. Eye candy for most, but the way he looks at me got the skin peeling off my bones. I clench my jaw, locking my gaze with the forging natural disaster. That is Dior Levine. And like always, I know I will come out a little exhausted and bruised from the silent war waging between us. Dior's lips part. I find you extremely annoying. What a nice thing to say to someone. Loyal enough to stay by your side, true. That is rather surprising coming from you. And in return, I will tell the rest of the pack to keep the bullying at a minimum. I snort. That is not enough. What do you mean? I don't deserve to be treated like shit within my pack, and therefore, I am leaving. My heart clenches with the longing for freedom. I, Patricia Goldheart, no longer have faith in my alpha and will abandon the Winterbite pack. Dior stares at me. You can't do that. He grabs my arm as if to keep me from leaving. But I scratch at his fingers. My impending glare narrows on his face, and bitterness comes out through my mouth. For an entire year, I've put up with you calling me names. And honestly, I think I like the non-popular Dior more than I do the present one. Your pretty face has made you forget what it is like being on the bottom of the food chain. And I am sick and tired of you calling me Big Patty whenever I serve myself a second portion of food in the cafeteria. With my nose in the air and my heart leading me forward, I approach the cave entrance. Dior's eyes are like a weight on my shoulder, and I turn around, not bothered by my nakedness. This is me. My smile is hiding the hurt curling inside of me. And I make no apology for it. Dior looks me up and down, his face mirroring emotions I can't understand. His eyelashes are thick, touching his cheeks every time he blinks. Dior's lips part, but there isn't a sound coming out, and I sigh disappointed. He doesn't know how to give me an apology. Goodbye, Dior. Patricia. I drag my feet forward, intent on dying in my bed as soon as I get home, since I am not rich. I still live with my parents. I am moving out next year. Thank God for that, because my parents aren't supportive of me at all. They are Dior's brainwashed pawns, clueless about the deep hatred I hold for their beloved alpha. As expected, my mother, Elena, is already waiting by the door as I walk across our garden covered with red and brown oak leaves. She is wearing a white blouse and black pants. An apron is slung over her shoulder, and her glare is intense. I know without asking that she has discovered the latest rumor that I left the pack to become a rogue. Her expression says it all and does nothing to hide her inner rage. Patricia. Disappointment is radiant on my mother's face, and her nostrils flare with disapproval. With her dark hair and heart-shaped face, we look like clones. How dare you leave the pack? Do you have any idea what it means to be a rogue? You haven't even found your mate yet. Who will protect you? With bitterness, I walk right past her. I take off my shoes, knowing her eyes are glaring me down. She is taller than me, but I am not frightened, and I will never apologize for standing up for myself and leaving my Omega life behind. I am done being bullied. Patricia. Are you ignoring me? I walk into our kitchen, aware of my mother following me. Without a care in the world, I take out a Pepsi from the fridge. I thought I would be a mess after leaving my old pack. But without Dior's voice inside my head, bubbles of joy are soaring up to my throat. Today will be my rebirth, and tomorrow I will be a little stronger. Patricia. I finally turn around, meeting my mother's glare. Her fingernails have turned into claws, and I smile. She has never been good at hiding her anger, which is one of her flaws. I heard you the first time. Why did you leave the pack? I am tired of the werewolf life. I tell my mother fiercely. We have too many rules, too many rankings, and incredible discrimination among our kind. After I've graduated from upper secondary school, I want to design wedding cakes, not howl at the new moon. My mother's eyes narrow. Patricia, you can't run away from what you are, and leaving the pack is the stupidest decision you've ever made. You are no longer protected by the alpha, and have turned yourself into a target for witches and vampires seeking a new toy. Sorrow wrecks my senses when I peer into my mother's worried eyes. Her anger has been replaced by concern. And I tilt my head, trying to offer her my most reassuring smile. I am not good at being a werewolf. My voice is calm, and my words are the truth. Unlike all those heroines in the various werewolf books I've read, I am not secretly a princess sheltering hidden powers. Neither will I hit the mountains to train and become unexplainably strong. I am only Patricia. Please accept me for who I am. My pack couldn't do that, but you are not only a werewolf. You are also my mother. My mother opens her mouth, then closes it again with 100 words written on her round face. But her sad expression tells me she won't act upon them. I take great pride in my role as the alpha's advisor. Her words break my heart, yet I stand tall. You know I can't risk everything. I've worked hard for this, Patricia. I understand. I fucking don't. But werewolf logic runs deeper than blood, it seems. And she hesitates, glancing away in shame, and my heart succumbs to nothing before she even utters her sentence because I know what will come out through her mouth. I can't shelter a rogue, Patricia. You know it is against the rules. I blink multiple times until I finally break and laugh as a broken record played on repeat. You are all insane. Werewolves are sick in the head, and all these rules are ridiculous. Patricia, no, I shout, with tears falling down my cheeks. Our bridges are burning down. I can feel it in my bones. Right now, I am standing in the ashes of our daughter and mother bond. Don't explain yourself after you chose a stranger instead of your daughter. How could you do this to me? All of you werewolves are nutcases, but you are a werewolf too. Yes, I am. But if you and Dior were hanging from the side of a mountain, waiting to be saved, I would rush to your aid first, because you are my family. You are my mother. My mother is wearing her heart on her sleeve, showing the inner battle against her motherly instincts, and the werewolf ones. The latter is winning, though, and my shredded heart bleeds. I will take my leave. Shock seep into her features when I walk into the hallway. Every part of me is hurting, and every movement is heavy. I am losing my grasp of reality. And deep inside, I am hoping this is an awful nightmare. A headache throws inside my skull as I bend down. I am busy putting on my shoes when words return to my mother. But shouldn't you head upstairs and pack your stuff? She asks. You will need clothes and clean underwear. I glare at her. No, I want nothing to do with you. Keep my stuff. I will figure something out. My mother shed a single tear, but I am out through the door before she has time to break me further. I am too proud to let her see me cry, and she sure as hell doesn't deserve my tears. I rush between the trees in our backyard, shape-shifting. Without caring about my clothes, they rip and turn into broken strings, and I shake my fur before darting into the forest. With my sadness ripping through me like a storm, I let it carry me past trees and rocks I've never seen before. Leaves are hurtling down from the sky, and I jump over sticks and stones. How could my mother do this to me? And why is Dior always the cause of my misery? He is a goddamn curse. Furiously, I pick up speed and dart past the river. I've never run this far before, and I am aware this isn't Winterbite territory. The hills from here belong to another pack, yet I am not afraid. I keep running, allowing large flakes of snow to land on my nose. I've always been drawn to winter and its light colors. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and I love those cheesy movies about finding true love under the mistletoe. My heart cracks at realizing it will never happen to me. In a perfect world, I would be with someone already. I am 19 and haven't felt the mate bond, meaning my mate probably doesn't live in the same town, or they are under the age of 18. Damn, I wish to find them. Hopefully, my mate is sweet as sugar, someone whose smile can light up this entire town. I want to share my cookie dough with a smiling face and build a future with a gentle soul. All the girls find that floating, sweet, and addicting super love in the romance books. I want that emotion too, but instead of riding the wave, I want to drown and coat my senses with love. I so badly want to experience my insides filled with bubbly, hot chocolate, and my kind is known for having a unique mate. Someone handpicked only for you by the moon goddess. But considering my luck, mine probably ran into a bus and died. Loneliness wrecks me until I hear a recognizable howl. Dior is calling for me, but I won't head his way. I will never be his little Omega again. It is time I focused on myself. Patricia. My pace slows when I get to a clearing, and I stop to stand in the newly fallen snow. I peer up at the sky, only to lower my gaze and find a cream-colored wolf staring at me with a curious expression. I fold my ears and glance to the side, uncertain if I should run away. The other wolf approaches me with confidence, and my eyes widen when a second wolf joins their side. On the brink of a second, the wolf shape shifts into a blonde woman, who smiles at me. Her hair reaches down to her shoulders, curled to perfection, while her face is the epitome of angelic. Hello there. The woman waves at me. I don't think she is much older than me, possibly around 25. What are you doing on our turf, little rogue? Swallowing. I decide to turn back into a human. The chilled air bites my milky skin, and I stand there shaking while the snow circles from the sky. My lips quiver, and I notice the other wolf has shifted into none other than William, the alpha of the Summerburst pack. He is standing there, staring at me with his mouth half open. The blonde girl is his mate, but those honeycomb's eyes are glued to me, following my every movement as if he has seen no one like me before. A blush warms my cheeks, and I smile until the woman invades my bubble. Her eyes are enormous, and she leans forward as I press my back into an oak tree. Wow. She breathes warm air into my face. There is a mate bond binding her to William. I can smell him on her, but their appearances are scarily similar. They are both blondes with flawless, tan skin and all sharp angled faces. You are beautiful. Is she blind? With my dull hair, whiter than a ghost complexion, and the inability to get sun-kissed, I've never considered myself beautiful. I can make myself look like a doll with the right makeup, but I've put on some pounds since I turned 19, and I am not ashamed of my body. Still, I understand some people don't like women who are all curves. Dior, for example, called me Big Patty, which hurt my self-esteem. I am pressing my palms against the ice covering the trunk behind me, aware of it melting. My heart is trying to claw its way out through my chest. I wouldn't say I like proximity to other people. Thank you? The woman beams at me. My name is June, and I am the Luna of the Summerburst pack. Tell me, stranger, why have you left your pack and decided to become a rogue, stranger? I can't help but laugh and nod up at her mate standing on the hill above us. William and I go to the same upper secondary school. Seriously, are all werewolves like this? When did we stop being human and only focus on our pack ranks? Are you pretending you don't know me because you haven't met me outside of school? Wonder fills William's eyes, and holy pancakes if my heart doesn't pound. I know he has completed the mating ritual with June already, but his eyes so warm and curious are awakening memories of when I used to sit behind him in class. We were only 14 years old, and I used to play sweet reveries of him turning out to be my future mate. Those days were so sweet. And since the man is checking out my rack with his eyes bulging out of their sockets, I silently return the favor by lifting my eyebrows and going straight for his crotch. And holy mother of God! What is that thing? It is huge. I return my eyes to June. She is paying attention to my face with wrinkles forming on her forehead. Indeed, she must know I checked out her man, but she ignores it. You are a weird one, aren't you? She asks. The tone you used made it sound like you are a werewolf hater. I might as well be one. June looks flabbergasted. Meanwhile, her mate cracks up. My eyes lift to William, who comes sliding down the slope. William doesn't look perfect. His nose is slightly crooked from when he had a fistfight with Dior. I believe William called him a pimple-faced brat, and sadly, Dior beat his ass. And then there are his pointy canine teeth. But it adds character to his warm smile. Overall, William seems like a nice guy, and it makes him stunning. I've never heard a werewolf display so much hatred for their kind in the mere tone of their voice. William hovers above me, this tall, hulking thing with prying eyes. I am also curious. What is Tiny Rogue doing alone in our woods? Irritation swirls within me, and I step forward, poking my finger into William's chest. His eyes widen, and he stares down at my hand in silent awe before lifting his eyes to mine as I step forward. Without hesitation, I back the bigger man into a slight hole in the ground. Listen here, Goldilocks. I am not Tiny Rogue or Little Wolf, and you won't use another belittling nickname. Do you copy? William blinks at me. His gaze sears into mine. Something unsettling sparkles in his eyes. A weird mix of emotions I can't decipher. For 1 second, I think it is deep desire, but then his gaze flickers to his mate, and I stand there, realizing what a fool I am. I like this one, William announces. Can we recruit her? Her name is Patricia, and she is excellent at baking. How does Williams know? I love baking. I spin around and let my eyes dart after June as she circles me. She is wearing an approving smile, stifling a laugh when she spots me eyeing her with suspicion. How about this? If you bake me scones for breakfast, we let you sleep inside our humble mansion. Sounds fair. I stand straighter. What is the catch? I need a place to stay, but I am not interested in joining a new pact. June smiles, placing a cold hand on my shoulder. There isn't a catch, as you hinted at earlier. We are humans too. And if we let you stay outside, you will most likely freeze to death. I meet her eyes, deciding to trust her. That is very kind of you. We walk forward. And before we shapeshift, I note William is giving me an appreciating glance up and down. A hint of an embarrassed blush covers his cheeks when I catch him looking at me. What the hell? I am having a hard time telling what William is all about. I stare at him questioningly, causing him to smile. Dimples form on his face, and then he chuckles. A tight second later, his eyes turn to the sky, and his feet get replaced by furry paws. Damn. These people are quick at changing forms. The cream-colored wolves rush past me. But for the rest time, I am not left behind. Both wolves turn to face me, patiently waiting. A bubble of joy rises within me, and I hurry to join them. Perhaps some werewolves are different. Patricia, William and June are living in pure luxury. I can't believe they own this place. It is so incredible. Their mansion is enormous, and so is their kitchen, where professional chefs work to please their Alpha and Luna. I was astonished the entire walk to their dining area. There are actual diamonds in their chandeliers, and there is an open flame ahead of me. The table is polished, and so clean a better-behaved person would fear touching it, afraid of tarnishing it. But I don't care. With a big smile, I gulp down food like it is the first time I've ever eaten. Some guy named Antonio came out with a silver platter of delicious shrimps, and I am now throwing them into my mouth with my heart singing happy songs. Changing into a werewolf burns ton of calories. I suspect the shapeshifting is part of why I am not a big girl. I love cake and bake them too. This is so good. I take another bite, eye rolling and smiling at my platter like a child being offered cookies. Oh my God! The werewolf couple watches me eat until June clears her throat. I peer up from my food, blinking at her. I knew her taking me in was a little too good to be true, but I didn't expect her to dig into my brain straight away. Yes? I try to put on my friendliest smile. So, your name is Patricia, right? June asks. Her hands are folded under her chin, making her look like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Her eyes are calculating too, unfortunately for the young lady. June doesn't have the intimidating aura I suspect she wishes she had as a Luna. Her hair is Barbie blonde, and she dresses like a doll, all pastel and pink. I nod with food around my mouth, drying it off on my sleeve. Heat envelops me, and my smile grows embarrassed when William stifles a laugh. Both werewolves are sitting with me around an oval-shaped table, and I feel they took me in solely to her information. Not that I mind, I can use them for food. And you were in Dior's pack. The winter bite. Oh, so she had hidden motives all along. I peer into her eyes, not surprised at finding burning passion behind them. June seems to hate Dior more than I do. Yes, I reply, chewing and swallowing. Does it matter? June and William exchange a glance. And then the blonde woman turns to me with a smile. My stomach growls, unease latching at me as I study June's dark expression. I've heard some packs take in rogue refugees to question them. The worst part is how they get rid of their bodies after the interview, to hide all the traces. Well, June twitches her lips, meeting my eyes. She appears cunning, and I don't trust her one bit, even if she has given me food. We would like to know Dior's weaknesses, and since you left his pack, maybe you could help us. You are not loyal to him anymore, so it wouldn't hurt you if you talk. We have a lot of food and room to spare. I stop eating, laughing a little down at my feet. Did June honestly think she could bribe that easily? I wasn't born yesterday. Slowly, I lift my eyes to meet June's kernels directly. Surprise hits her features as if she didn't expect a werewolf to ignore her position of Luna so easily. I might have been an Omega in my pack, but I am a rogue. I don't yield to anyone. Thank you for the food. But it is way too early to ask me to betray my old pack. My parents are still members, and I care about my pack even if they didn't always treat me nicely. Anger zaps within June's eyes. But instead of letting me discover her inner rage, she smiles. Goddamn. The woman is faker than her plastic lips. I hold back the urge to walk out of this mansion. People with split personalities terrified me. Sadly, I need a place to sleep and force myself to stay and eat a few more shrimps, of course. However, if you change your mind, don't hesitate to talk with me, Patricia. Our pack is on natural grounds with the Winterbite pack at the moment. But lately, we have taken an interest in their lands. They have far better hunting territories and therefore, we would like to get rid of their alpha. I finish my platter and dry my hands on my jeans. William smiles at me, seemingly amused by my lack of manners. But I ignore him to focus on his girlfriend. June is scary, and only invited me into her home to milk juicy details from my mouth. I should have known. Then again, I am not afraid of pretending I might give her what she wants, if she offers me a bed. I am not a snitch, but sleeping in the cold doesn't sound appealing, so... You wish to kill Dior? June inhales, hesitating before beaming at me. It is common for alphas to battle in death matches, and since Dior won't give his territory willingly, then yes, we wish to take his life, end him. Oddly enough, there is an ache of worry biting me in the guts. I've convinced myself that I loathe Dior. The truth, however, is that I am too kind to hate someone entirely. I care about him, and the thought of these two people killing him bothers me. Why do I care? I ask myself that question, replaying the horrible memories of the things Dior has made me go through. Last year he put a doll inside my locker, basically delivered me a jump scare, and had everyone laugh at me. He gave me a nickname, and made the entire school call me Patty. During gym class, at the pool, he winked at me when I was putting on flippers, making everyone snicker at the fat chance of Dior. The alpha, actually liking me. Another day. The asshole cracked up when I stumbled on ice on my way to school. And then he made our entire pack see me as a clumsy idiot not suited for responsibilities. Not only that, but when he came back after the summer, much taller than me, the first thing he did was rest his stupid chin on my head. I can't let you do that. I sigh, wrinkling my eyebrows at the conflicting emotions within me. Indeed, I am not on good terms with Dior, but I don't wish death upon anyone. William gives me a half smile, then looks away, leaving his woman to do the talking. June appears thoughtful, letting her eyes study me before she finally cracks open her lips. What if it is for the best? June asks. If Dior dying meant balance in our world, would you help us take him down? I furrow my eyebrows. What do you mean? I am saying that Dior isn't who or what you think he is. It would be in everyone's best interest if he disappeared. In everyone's best interest? I stare at June, unable to not snort at her cold words. Damn, it is a person's life you are talking about, woman. June hesitates, then touches my hand with her fingers. Her face is twisted with concern. Weird creatures are appearing in our world, Patricia. We have spotted undead bears, burning horses, and giant snakes, and we believe Dior is involved somehow. Some members of our pack even believe he is one of the creatures. Have you seen Dior engage in battle? He is too strong for a normal werewolf. He is an alpha. Those are naturally superior. I withdraw my hand from hers. And an undead bear attacked me when I was with Dior. I don't think he would have the creature attack him if he were involved in bringing it to life. I was the only person there, and he wouldn't gain anything from winning my trust. Are you certain about that? June asks. Because to me, it looks like you are incredibly loyal to your alpha, which might have been what Dior wanted all along. I laugh. Well, I am a nobody, and gaining my loyalty is a wasted effort. June shakes her head. You are wrong. You are worth more than you think, Patricia. Her lips form a smile. I understand if you don't trust me yet, but if you change your mind, then you know where to find me. I wouldn't hesitate to recruit you, and your ranking would be far superior to the Omega in our pack. Yeah. I try to smile, hoping it is convincing. June scares me. Therefore, I don't want to join her pack. So, about my sleeping situation, of course. June stands up from her seat, smiling radiantly. I will take you to our spare bedroom. Follow me. I hate having to sleep here. I don't trust June yet. It is better than the alternative of freezing in the woods. So I put on my best game face, intent on using this couple for one night. Patricia. I am shuddering by our fire, hating the fact that I am naked. Dior has taken off his wet clothes too. He seems to feel better and is holding out his hands to warm them in front of the flames. Dior's blue eyes glimpse into mine before looking away with a ghost of a smile on his lips. Thank you for saving my life. A sparkle lights in my belly, and I lean forward, too aware of how close I am sitting to the hulking man. Calling Dior a boy or a teenager doesn't fit with his superhero body. A life is always worth saving. We might dislike each other, but strangely enough, I think you would have done the same for me. Dior huffs a laugh. A treacherous part of me wants to join him. I need to remind myself he is the reason I am being bullied. He called me a plus size too. And I bet he is thinking that now when my stomach has folded and rolled over itself. True. We aren't friends, but I wouldn't have let you die either. Dimples appear on his face as he tilts his head to peer at me. And I hate to say it, but I think we need each other more than ever right now. We are on vampire territory, and they wouldn't hesitate to kill us. Panic grips my heart. Vampires and werewolves don't get along. A vampire can easily take out one of us, but we usually win the fight since we stay in packs. I gulp. I am all alone, and if the bats found me, I would probably be locked up in their cellar like a dog. Dior's expression remains blank, but something stirs in his eyes. It looks a lot like fury. I would like to see them try. You saved my life, Patty. I am in your debt. A lick of security return. Dior is strong, stronger than any werewolf I've ever seen before. And I hate to admit it. But it would take a herd of vampires to get through my newfound bodyguard. I am surprised you are helping me. Dior smiles. It is genuine and unlike him. I am not a monster. With a reddening face, I blink away from his eyes. Right. Well, I am not sure how we are supposed to get home. The river took us pretty far, and we live on the other side of it, and there is a mountain we would have to cross even if we swam to the other side. Dior says. I vote we walk into the nearest town and get some food at a diner and catch a ride home. Shocked. I turn around to stare at him. I am naked. I am not parading anywhere like this. Dior laughs and stretches to grab his hoodie from the stick he used to dry it close to the fire. He throws it into my lap, smirking before turning around once more to put on clothes. Wear that. It is only a hoodie. I would still flaunt my ass. No, Dior snorts. Put it on, and you will see what I mean. Irritation swirls inside of me. Yet I put on his hoodie. I have to swim to find the opening. Once I do, I realize the arms are way too long and thick for me, and the length of the thing is unreal. I knew Dior was larger than me, but damn, now it has sunk into my skull. Deep laughter catches my attention. I turn around swiftly, blushing upon noticing the amused smile on Dior's lips. He is struggling to fit into his tight t-shirt, yet somehow manages. His nipples are protruding, and I glance away as the idea to touch him enters my mind. See. I am way bigger than you, so no one will even see your ass. He makes a notion for me to follow him. Come on, let's go find some place to eat. My credit card is still intact. At first, I smile, but it falters when I realize I am barefoot. I glance down at my feet, and Dior follows my eyes. When I look up, I find mild amusement crossing his features, causing me to stiffen. No, don't even think about it, I exclaim. He laughs. You don't even know what I was about to suggest. You are not carrying me. Dior folds his arms underneath his chest, staring me down from his intimidating height. Oddly enough, he appears more amused above anything else. An eyebrow is raised and his lips are quirked up into a wolfish smile. If this man weren't my enemy, I would call him hot. You can either climb up on my back willingly, or I will chase you down and hang your body over my shoulder, like a hunting trophy. My back teeth engage with a click. Dior doesn't seem to be joking, and I don't think I will get anywhere arguing. The man before me could be the most stubborn in the world, and truthfully, I wouldn't mind someone else offering me a ride. Almost every girl must have fantasized about being given a piggyback ride by an insanely hot guy. But this is Dior we are talking about. I am afraid of touching him, inhaling him, and then liking it. I am heavy. Please. I use heavier weights at the gym. I try to think of another excuse, but Dior's shadow falls upon me, and then I am picked up by two firm hands. An inaudible shriek forms in my mouth, and then I am held above Dior's head, blinking forward. What are you doing? Dior chuckles. Climb onto my shoulders. No way. I told you I am heavy. You are pretty light to me. Fuck this guy. Dior's words actually make me tingle. Fine. Reluctantly, my fingers dig into his hair as I am moved sideways. I slide my leg over his neck and then take a seat. My heart is hammering at the new situation. I've never done this with a guy before, and heat to 1,000,000 degrees when we move past trees. I swallow thickly, aware of the movement of my breasts. I am not wearing a bra, and try to focus on the flowers and twigs instead of my naked pussy touching Dior's warm skin. Dior is holding my legs, breathing a laugh at my feet. Without my permission, he grabs one of my toes between his digits. You have tiny feet, I grumble. Always finding new stuff to bully me for, huh? There is a snicker. I was going to say, I think your toes and feet are cute. I am stunned by his words, surprised by the gentle tone Dior used. He is always so cold and unresponsive around his friends. Sometimes when I see him in the cafeteria, I envision his heart entirely frozen over, locked behind walls made of snow. But the Dior right now is far from cold, and as I glance down, my insides turn to mush, seeing him smile to himself. A scent of heaven comes off his hair, which doesn't many things more manageable. I am melting. No. I can't think like that. Stupid. Stupid brain. I can't fall for those angelic eyes, knowing his personality may change around his friends. You know? Dior walks towards a tree and then bends his head forward to avoid the branches. I lean with him, shocked by how effortless it is for him to carry me. I envy you sometimes. I dare dip further into him. Why? I don't exactly love people, and sometimes I get overwhelmed. But I am the alpha, so I have to remain social. I snort. Yeah, I bet you hate every minute all the girls spend fawning over you and bringing you gifts and baked goods. They have stopped pulling their stunts now that I am dating Riley. But yes, I hated every second of it. Don't get me wrong. I am a sucker for a good banana pie, but most girls only brought me cupcakes. Banana pie. I mutter. Dior understands why I am bitter and chuckles. I loved the one you threw at me that one Halloween. It tasted delicious. My cheeks burn. Don't try to guilt trip me for delivering it to your face. You deserved it after yelling for full throttle that I had large tits. Everyone began teasing me after that. Laughter erupts from his throat. I wasn't wrong though. You had recently entered puberty. And you are guilty of having given me my first harden. My mouth falls agape, and my heart pounds with newfound thrill. I never thought I would get so happy receiving what I am guessing is a compliment from Dior. I stare down at him, and Dior's ears seem to turn red in response. He briefly catches my eye, insecure for a fleeting second, before he mutters under his breath. Of course, that was ages ago. I've seen a lot of fuller breasts today, and there, the magic disappeared, vanished like a popped balloon. My insides churn, and my smile falters. I must be a fool for thinking Dior could say something nice. And here, I thought you were nice. Dior shifts slightly, dipping his head so I can see his face wrenched in conflict. I understand his emotion too well. We have been enemies for so long that it is strange communicating like friends. There are insults at the tip of my tongue, wanting to come out every minute spent with him. The diner shouldn't be far from here, Dior says. I frown. I don't have any money. I am paying for your breakfast, too. My mouth opens, wanting to turn down his offer, but then my stomach gurgles. Dior chuckles in amusement, and I hang my head in shame. No matter what, I can't hide the fact that I am hungry. Accepting food from an enemy is contradictory. Dior flicks my toe and then laughs softly. Can we drop the hatred for one day? How about a truce during our time spent on enemy territory? He is surprisingly generous to offer not to be enemies today when I need him. But truthfully, I am not sure if I can keep the sassy comments inside my mouth. I will try. But don't expect miracles, Levine. He chuckles again. You are the only one who calls me that. A cold sweat breaks over me, my lips going numb. I concentrate on breathing through my nose and trying not to be sick. For a second, I experienced butterflies, which can't happen, because you don't deserve to be called by your first name. Watch it, Patty, Dior warns. But no matter how he tries, he can't hide the playful tone from his voice. I could drop you in a puddle if I wanted to. Damn Levine. He says it like he relishes the idea, like it would offer him great pleasure to see me all wet and muddy. My fingers grab his dark hair harder, and my vision turns black. If you drop me, then I will kick your ass. Dior laughs. I rather you spank it. I shriek, and Dior laughs in response, massively amused. I don't know where the dirty joke came from, but my nipples are already hard. Anyone with eyes can see Dior has a bubble butt. To make sure, I throw a look over my shoulder and have to pull my eyes away by force not to ogle his ass. Fuck me. Dior isn't playing fair. I can't stop thinking about his body now, which must have been his plan. He is an intelligent enemy of mine, and it pains me to admit it, but he won this round. Patricia. The diner is old school with red booths and posters of classic cars on the walls. There is a neon sign outside, glowing from its height, and everyone working here is confident. There is a certain swag and shake to the hips as a waitress comes up to our table. I like it. Are you ready to order? The lady is standing there, smiling, while holding up a sketchbook rather than an iPad. Yes. Dior flashes a killer smile, and I roll my eyes at the blush growing on the woman's cheeks. I would like to have the bacon and eggs and a large cola, Oh, and with a side of fries. Lovely. The woman, who must be more than 20 years older than Dior, has been reduced to a giggling mess. And what does your friend like to order? I glance up from my menu, smiling. I want the strawberry and cream waffles with a mango smoothie. Excellent. The lady let her eyes roam over Dior, appreciatingly before she forces herself to stop checking him out. Your order will be ready in about 10 minutes. Dior smiles and then turns to me. I study him in silence, and he lifts an eyebrow to question me. What? I return to the menu, pretending to study it. Nothing. My train of thought gets interrupted by a group of men sneering and laughing among themselves. When I turn around in my booth, I see 3 tall vampires snickering at a short woman. Don't look at them, Dior mumbles. Unless you want to gain their attention and get killed. I know I should listen to Dior. But I don't like bullying. The group of men is all clad in leather and dark clothes. Their hair is gothic and blonde, and streaks of black makeup are around their eyes. Nice. Glasses. The tallest guy steps forward, taking the girl's glasses, and the 2 other vampires elbow each other. The girl looks miserable, and her lips quiver as she lifts her chin to look at her bully. She is even shorter than me, with freckles and red hair. Jonathan, the girl says, please stop this. It is not funny. Oh, Alice. The man is taunting her. If you want this to stop, then all you need to do is offer me your witch services. Dior growls lowly. We should stay clear of them all. Vampires are dangerous, but witches can be even more problematic. I am not listening to Dior. I witnessed the girl say something like, fuck off. And the vampire lifts his hand, ready to claw her. His eyes are burning with rage, but he isn't the only one with anger issues. My blood is boiling the minute I realize he will hurt her. Don't fucking touch her. I throw myself at the vampire, who turns around with lightning speed. My knuckle connects with his cheek, but my opponent is faster. He grabs my hand, and then I am pinned by his arm and brought over to his chest. His chin rests on my head while my back is pressed to his hard body. A sharp inhale got him laughing. And fear trickles down my spine. A rogue, the vampire announces. How delightful, I've been looking for a new plaything. My heart hammers in my chest when the man leans forward to lick my neck. I try to get out of his arms, but it is like fighting a mountain. Werewolves are naturally more muscular than the bloodsuckers. This one, however, isn't your regular around-the-street vampire. The vampire presses his nose to my skin. You even smell nice. Let me go. I grumble. No way. You are too sweet. I've always feared vampires, and I hate how I am already being diminished to nothing. Shudders are running loose over my skin, and for a brief second, I regret leaving my pack. Damn you. Patty, couldn't you have waited until after we had eaten before stepping into trouble again? I glance up, shocked at finding Dior observing the vampire. He looks a bit tired, like the scene bores him to death. My captor doesn't share Dior's laid-back attitude and raises his hackles. He hisses at the werewolf, who tilts his head in response. Whoa. Relax, Dracula. Dior lifts his hands in mock surrender. I won't hurt you if you let go of my friend here. You see, Patty has saved my life more than twice, and I owe her. The vampire sniffs the air. You don't smell like a rogue. You stink like an alpha. Why would you care about someone who isn't part of your pack? Dior smiles. Because we are more than wolves. We are people too. I stare up at Dior, and then the vampire hisses a second time, leading to his henchmen jumping at Dior. The alpha doesn't seem to mind. With ease, Dior dances out of their way until he decides to end the fun by grabbing one vampire's head and knocking it into another. I then witness him kneeing one of them in the stomach and gape when Dior is standing there. Victorious. Shit. He is strong. I've never fancied the princesses getting their lives saved by men in shining armor. Yet I have to admit I am touched by Dior coming to my aid without hesitation. He is still a jackass. Though, who are you? The vampire breathes and steps away with me towards the door as Dior approaches us. I haven't heard of this diner being on werewolf grounds. Oh, this territory is yours. Dior smiles sheepishly. But I don't appreciate the way you are treating my friend. So like I said before, release her, and I won't hurt you. The vampire studies the floor, then inhales before pushing me forward into Dior's chest. Large hands fall upon my shoulders at the same time. The door to the diner jingles. The vampire leaves and blood gushes into my ears. I am too aware of the proximity I share with Dior. Are you okay? Dior asks, scanning me for injuries with a hard-to-read expression. I am fine. I step away from him, aware of the two other vampires sneaking out behind us. Adrenaline is pumping through my veins, and I reluctantly mutter, "Thank you, you are welcome." With my cheeks burning in humiliation from having been saved by my enemy, I look up at Dior. He smiles at me, and I forget about the world. I relish the view of his soft lips and the dimples on his face, staring at him in wonder until the witch clears her throat. I turn around. "Thank you for the help," the witch says, eyeing me with suspicion written all over her face. I've never met a friendly werewolf before. Dior opens his mouth. "Well, maybe we aren't all the same. I wasn't talking to you." The girl interrupts Dior, drilling her eyes into his with a fierce grimace. "You only came to save your girlfriend, but you." She turns to me, smiling. "You genuinely cared about me not getting hurt." Smiling, I shrug. What can I say? I hate bullies. The witch nods and offers me her hand. "My name is Alice." I take her hand. "Patricia." An insight of déjà vu hits me. And judging by the slight widening of Alice's eyes, she must have felt it too. Her lips lift higher. Interesting. It seems we were supposed to meet each other. Destiny is a funny thing. I've been trying to make sense of what the future holds for the past 30 years. I furrow my eyebrows. Wait, 30 years? But aren't you like 16 or something? Alice smiles, releasing my hand. A few years ago, I accidentally threw a curse on myself never to age unless I meet my soulmate. Her eyes turn sad, and her voice grows softer. As you can see, I haven't found that special person yet. I smile back. If it is any comfort, I haven't met my mate either. Alice appears confused. She throws a glance at Dior, and then blinks at me multiple times. But I thought, Alice thought Dior was my mate? Not a chance in hell. Anger spikes the hair on my back, and turns my body tense and rigid like iron. Dior and I hate each other. Alice widens her striking green eyes, and peers up at Dior, and then she giggles to herself. Right. She then nods ahead, making us turn to the waitress putting down our plates. Your food is ready, and I guess I will see the two of you around. I watch Alice walk out of the diner, rolling my eyes when Dior's presence makes itself noticed. He is towering over me, invading my bubble, and I crane my neck to glare up at him. What is it? My mouth tastes like venom, and my tone comes out more toxic than intended. You are hovering. I expect my life-sworn enemy to be angry. Say something about how I mentioned our bitter emotions for each other. But it never comes. Dior reaches out his hand, causing my heart to stop. His lips are pouty and beautiful. I stare at them, forgetting my hatred for him as he brushes a strand of hair away from my eyes. He smiles softly. Let's eat our food. Shocked, I follow Dior to our table. He digs into his food without a word, and I do the same. The air feels different. Dior appears more thoughtful, sending me glances now and then. Eventually, he speaks. Why exactly do you hate me so much? I snort before realizing Dior is serious. Shit. Is he that clueless? I take a deep breath, sorting out the reasons. You have called me shallow for years, been inside my head, and made fun of my every thought. You've thrown paper planes my way and made fun of the way I dress. Is that all? No? You called me plus-sized yesterday, which made everyone think the same thing. Also, you spread to everyone at school that I watch anime, which led to people calling me a weeb. Not to mention your entire pack started to bully me. Pick up on the nicknames you used because they thought it would make them cool in your eyes. Oh, I am. My mother kicked me out because you don't allow anyone to shelter strays, and I am not ever joining the pack again. because if I catch a bunny during our hunting session, the others will take it from me since bullying the Omega is cool. I also still remember how you allowed Marcus to pee on me that one night. Dior gapes at me, furrowing his eyebrows. I let Marcus do what? I lift an eyebrow. Marcus tackled me to the ground 2 weeks ago with Gloria, Riley, Julian, and Philip. They claimed they had your permission to show what it means to be an Omega, and humiliation burns my cheeks, and I bite my lower lip to keep the tears from overwhelming me. I am not sad whenever. I am pissed off. I am also at the brink of tears, and right now, I am furious and hurt. Marcus peed on my face and claimed it was how the Omega wolf is marked. He said it was your idea, and that you had said I was worth nothing. How could you do that to me? With teary eyes, I blink up into Dior's widened eyes. My heart is hammering too fast, and the world is spinning. Why does the beautiful man named Dior have to possess such an ugly heart? I hate how attracted I am to him. I had nothing to do with what Marcus did to you. Dior places a hand over mine. It is a weird gesture, and I stare at him with suspicious eyes, not convinced one bit that he suddenly turned good from spending a few hours with me. I am not sure if I believe you. I whisper and withdraw my hand. I am aching on the inside and trying hard to concentrate on the present. Let's eat. I don't want to focus on the past. Dior's lips twitch as if he wants to smile. Unfortunately, I think he is too conflicted to make a happy face. I am sorry for calling you a plus size. It wasn't nice of me. I also regret putting that flying doll inside your locker, hanging a water balloon above your seat, and that one time I put a pie on your chair. I snort in bitterness. You've caused me a lot of pain, Dior, and I don't think I will ever get over it. But today we have called a truce. Therefore, I will refrain from calling you an asshole. His lips quirk up into a smile. All right, I have to give you points for that one. You are very clever, regardless of not wanting to. I laugh. For calling you the A-word without directly saying it, Dior nods. Very clever. His eyes then gaze deeply into mine, and his confident smile returns. I turn 18 on Saturday. And while I doubt you are my mate, it certainly would be interesting if you were. You are right. I am not your mate, I laugh, knowing the moon goddess. She will probably pair you up with someone like Riley. Dior studies me for a second, then returns to his food, smiling in this mysterious way. Who knows? Dior, I didn't go back to school after enjoying breakfast at the diner together with Patricia. I am too tired. It is like I am running a fever. The symptoms are all there. I am sweating and freezing. But I took my temperature, and I am supposedly fine, groaning. I shift around in the tall grass in our backyard. I called an Uber from a borrowed phone in the other town, and had the driver take Patricia to a hotel nearby, although the stubborn woman was fighting me, saying she couldn't accept it. I somehow convinced her to let me pay for her stay at Scandic. Patricia will live there for an entire month, with all-inclusive meals and room cleaning every day. I don't mind the price. I am a rich alpha, and paying for her stay there is better than the alternative of letting her stay with William. Anger churns in my stomach at the idea of William touching her, but then it is replaced by pure pain. I experienced another attack of what I had this morning, and it grows worse every second. What the hell is happening to me? The full moon has replaced the sun, and as I witness the clouds move to reveal the white orb, my teeth seem to become longer. A howl gets stuck inside my throat, and my brain blackens out until I can only focus on simple things, like my legs growing insanely tall and muscular with white fur covering them. I stare at my hands, which are now furry, while my nails have turned into razor-sharp blades. Confused and frankly scared out of my mind, I walk on 2 into the forest behind our house. C-A-L. The sound of a raven piques my interest, and suddenly my thoughts get replaced by bone-deep instincts. Kill. I have to kill this bird. Rip it to shreds and eat it. I stand on my tiptoes, lifting my body as high as I can to sniff the air for this annoying as hell bird. I am more prominent than a bear, Something out of this world. I pick up on that before the last brain cell leaves my head. Food. Eat. Sleep. Destroy. I get down on all fours following the scent of the raven. There is another caw, and I race past bushes and trees, feeling the wind hit my face. I am happy and free of worries. I forget about the bird and instead run faster, panting like a dog. The canopies above me are letting a stream of moonlight hit my fur, and I close my eyes, enjoying the moment. My claws are excellent for digging into the ground and then pushing me off like a rocket. I am charged like a lightning bolt, darting until, suddenly, I spot people. I inhale the air, muttering at the stink of shapeshifters. Darling, thank you for taking me here. I stare down at what appears to be a man and a woman lying on a blanket. They are stargazing, until the man tenses, probably noticing something is wrong. What is that smell? I tilt my head, curious why this man looks familiar. We can't be friends. We aren't even the same species. I am a werewolf, whereas this man is the fake kind, the one that takes the shape of a wolf at will. What the fuck? My eyes widen when I realize the man has turned around and is now busy gaping up at me. I take a step back, not wanting this to spiral into a fight, but his mate shifts into a wolf. The woman, dark with dreadlocks, stares at me as if she has seen nothing like me. While I can't communicate or understand the other race, I am not dumb enough not to realize this woman is afraid of me. Why? I have done nothing. And their kind isn't on my menu unless they try anything. Marcus. It is fucking huge. The woman looks me up and down. Her eyes seem ready to explode. What are we supposed to do? I don't know. The man is yelling something. I can't understand to his mate while appearing terrified. Dior isn't responding to my calls, and I can't reach him through the mind link. Well, we can't let this monster run loose. We have to try to take it down without our alpha. Imagine the damage a monster as big as a car can cause if we don't put a stop to it. Agreed. Do they wish to challenge me? The answer is yes. Both shapeshifters jump at me, biting into my sides. I roar in a fury and throw them off me. I am bigger and far more powerful. They are stupid if they think they have a chance. But of course they jump at me again. This time biting into my arms so hard that blood gushes out. The pain is unbearable, and I roar in an attempt to have them let me go. But I am not that lucky. Other wolves join the fight until I am fighting an entire pack of them. Oddly enough, I get the sense I know these shapeshifters, but my brain is clouded, and there are no memories of people. I remember nothing, only how good it felt to run. Now, I am in agony and dancing in the forest with a pack of wolves. I roar a second time, mad at the blood trickling down my arms and legs. I can no longer go easy on these wolves and slash through a female one, jumping at me. The wolf whines as my claws cut into its stomach, ripping out its contents until its eyes fade, grunting. I throw the dead wolf into a tree and roar at the other wolves that back off in response. Whimpers echo against the trees. And then I am standing there, breathing hard while the moonlight casts me in this ethereal glow. Finally, I am alone and free to run. High-in. I wake up with a raging headache, with no memory of how I ended up in the middle of the forest. I am naked and shudder at the whistling wind traveling past the trees. What the hell? I mutter and push myself up, only to groan at how sore my body feels. My arms are throbbing, and my muscles are pumped. It looks like I've spent hours at the gym when, in reality, I've been sleeping like a baby. Dior. Marcus' voice comes in through the mind link. It is too loud, which makes me grimace. Are you there, please? We need you. Gloria's dead. And there is this thing running loose in the forest. Thing? I question. Yeah, man. Ever read those comic books about werewolves? The thing we saw yesterday was larger than a bear, with long arms and claws, and I bet it could tear through metal. I laugh. Are you sure you weren't hallucinating? Gloria is dead. My mate is gone, Dior. That thing murdered her before my eyes. So yes, I am positive of what I saw, of what we all fucking saw. Where were you, man? I don't reply because it is then. I notice my hands and arms are covered in blood. I inhale the scent, and time ticks by in slow motion. My hands smell like Gloria. Icy fear travels through my entire system. What the hell have I done? Did I kill my pack member? What type of disgusting monster have I become? Fucking shit! I can't have killed Gloria. She was my friend, and if I killed her, then what the hell am I supposed to do now? How do I fix this mess? Dior? Marcus is still trying to get a hold of me. Are you there? We can't find the monster werewolf, and we need your help, slowly. I sit down in the grass, staring out into space with glazed eyes. I don't have to search for the monster. It is right here, inside of me, waiting for a chance to come out and play. Wrecked. I find a nearby lake to wash away my sin. I am ignoring my pack's voices. Too broken to go and find them. I killed someone. Gloria is dead because of me. What the hell do I do now? I stare down at my reflection, hating what I see. My father always told me never to show emotions when he beat me when I was younger, that only weaklings cried. I believed him and stared at the world with bored eyes, dead to everyone around me. But right now, the glass is about to swim over, and the emotions are about to pour out. Men aren't supposed to cry, yet I am damn close. My eyelids are prickling by the tears hiding behind them, and my chest is heavy, making every breath a nuisance. At least the lake is beautiful. I mumble to myself. I stand up, stretching until I hear a gurgle. Curiously, I turn around and lift my eyebrows at Patricia. She is standing there, between the trees and looking like she might freak out. Her eyes are attached to my naked ass, and I smile despite the situation. Enjoying the morning view? The panic on her face is adorable. Her attraction towards me is obvious, and the feeling is mutual. We might be enemies, but chemistry has always been there, even more after our time together. But even though I can see her reaction to me on her reddening skin, her body language is still tense and ready to fight. Try as I might, but Patricia won't invite me in. Her walls are high and mighty, and we will remain this way unless something drastically changes. I came to run free this morning. What about school? I ask. She sighs, trying hard to keep her eyes on mine. I resist the temptation of stepping between us, entirely naked. Her reaction then would probably be priceless. But I shouldn't flirt with my enemy. I killed someone. And soon, after everyone has found out, my pack members will shun me, possibly kill me. And Patricia will gloat and tell everyone that she knew I was a monster all along. I can't focus on school with everyone that has happened. My mother threw me out, and my father doesn't have a voice in our house. So, I will live at that hotel, silently. I study Patricia's insecure face twisted with anger, then turn to gaze at the water. I could remove that rule about not sheltering strays. No. The damage is already done. My mother made her choice, and I've made mine. She put the pack before me, and I value my freedom and happiness. I wouldn't return unless she begged on her knees. A wide smile finds me. You are strong, Patty. I mean my words, but the nickname makes the woman recoil. Her eyes are suspicious, even though I say Patty with love. I guess it is something she won't ever figure out. I can't tell if you are sarcastic or not. I laugh, walking past her with my heart 100 times lighter. I am no longer drowning. How does Patricia do this to me? I was sad, but now I am a smiling fool, curious if I can thaw through the ice in her glare someday. I was entirely serious. I meet her eyes, still smiling. You have a good day, Patricia. Surprise flickers in those beautiful eyes when I say her full name, and I wink at her before shape-shifting. I launch myself at the path behind her, turning around in my wolf form when I am a few feet away. Patricia is staring at me, and I stretch my neck, howling playfully before facing her narrow gaze. Oh, I am not joining you for a run. Patricia makes this show motion with her hands. Go away, play with your pack. She doesn't have to tell me twice. I turn around, leaving her behind to talk with my loyal beta. I am not sure how to word myself or what I should tell them. But one thing is for sure. I am a freak of nature, undeserving of anything nice. William? My heart broke and shattered into 1,000 pieces when I saw my mate chosen by the moon goddess during today's run. I had never expected to meet them, and now I am sitting by the breakfast table, pretending that red-haired woman wasn't my mate. The sun is shimmering in through the windows, making me squint as images of that freckled face enter my mind. Eating me alive. My mate was so beautiful, small and innocent, but with this attractive fierceness to her eyes, telling me she wasn't a coward. Sadly, I can't think about her. June wouldn't let me remember my mate if she knew I was thinking about her. She is in love with my body, using it every night to get off, and she is probably hoping I will someday love her. It will never happen. I am a lifeless doll inside of this mansion, praying every day that someone will save me. I am so pathetic. But I can't flee from this hell. June wasn't a mate I chose. She is a half-vampire with this hobby of removing any memories that don't benefit her. She bit me when I was a child and forced herself onto me, making us complete the mating ritual while I was under trance. Now, I am bound to her. But since my heart doesn't belong to her, I've always found great pleasure in watching other women. Dreaming about not being imprisoned by June, my first crush was Patricia, with her unique curves and determined personality. I've always had eyes for her, right until I spotted the red-haired woman, and experienced the mate bond wreck my brain, like a freight train. Who was she? She carried the scent of a witch. Are you enjoying your sandwich? June asks as she takes a seat across from me. Her blonde hair and doe eyes give her an angelic appearance, which is somewhat ironic considering she is down straight evil. I hand her a smile, knowing upsetting her will end up with me getting more scars slashed across my back. June loves to reign and rule, and even though we have finished the mating ritual, the logical part of my brain isn't drawn to this woman. June is centuries old. A power-hungry hybrid that took over my pack many years ago before I was even born. She compelled my father to give up his standing as the alpha, and then had him promise her that she would marry his son to keep her position. It is delicious. I love the amount of cheese you used. My smile is faked and brief. The only thing I can focus on is that red-haired girl, but I can't show any sign of thinking about another woman. June would brainwash me again. I have learned to see the signs of her psychic abilities these days, and I know for sure that she waltzed into my head after I dumbly admired Patricia's rack. Perhaps I deserved it, but I still don't appreciate June messing with my brain. Good. June flashes me a smile. You know, I've been thinking lately. My mouth is filled with cheese. June is playing with her fork, sticking it into her sandwich and watching the cheese flow out like blood. Her smile widens, and I suppress a shudder. I find her incredibly creepy at times. I don't simply wish to destroy the Winterbite pack. I am also interested in taking over other areas. There are so many werewolf packs that I would love to slaughter, and soon we have the strength. I chew on my sandwich. June has been gotten more powerful lately and is practicing controlling the rotten, half-dead creatures. I am still not sure where the zombies are coming from, but June indeed uses their existence to her advantage. With unease, I stare at the juice on the table. I wish I possessed the strength to argue with June. Tell her that we don't need more land, but she has always been a conqueror. I am also useless. I can't for the life of me figure out how to withstand her compulsion, and the forced mate bond between us isn't making it any easier. You certainly have big plans. Oh yes. June is beaming at me with her eyes shifting to red. Whenever she gets excited, her true colors show. I want to be on the throne and reign over both vampires and werewolves. And could you imagine how fun it would be to take over a big company with my compulsion? I frown, already concerned. The Supernatural Council, the ones looking after all magical creatures, wouldn't like it if you meddled with humans. They aren't supposed to know of our existence. June smiles wickedly. What if we took down the entire council? They are old and gray 5 magical creatures begging to be killed. I stare at her. Have you gone entirely mad? We can't fight the council? Of course we can. June laughs. Once I've gathered an army of the undead. We are going to war, mate. I don't want to be held back, and I've always felt like vampires have been treated unkindly. What do you mean? Well, werewolves can have land, but vampires aren't allowed to compel living humans and drink from them. I want that to change. Imagine vampire pubs, where my kind can drink freely from a wide selection of beautiful men and women. The spreading smile on June's lips is freaking me out. I knew she was mad, but I didn't expect her to want to enslave humans. Her idea of this pub is making me uncomfortable. All I want is to live an easy life, not fight the council for a mate who I don't even love. I think we need to call that Patricia over again, June says, showing me a glimpse of her pointy canine teeth. She usually hides them by wearing fake teeth, but not today. If I wish for my plan to succeed, I need more men on my side, and defeating Dior and taking over his pack would be the perfect way of enlarging our army. I need Patricia to feed me with more information. I smile to myself. Why haven't you defeated Dior yet? I know the answer too well, but I love to see the flash of frustration cross June's face when I mention that name. There is a person June dislikes more than that tall. Pretty boy Alpha, because there is something wrong with him. June throws a tantrum, and I watch her coffee cup break against the wall. Gah! I've tried to compel Dior, but it doesn't work with him. That man, something is wrong with that fucking werewolf. I need to find his weakness. While I am not a fan of June's plans, I know better than to stand in the way of her dreams. I am also her mate, and should help her out in any way that I can, even if I am not in love. Shit. The bond between us is fuzzing my brain again. Free will doesn't exist after finishing that damn ritual. I am already thinking differently. Try as I might, I am losing that control I think I had. And my mind conjures ideas of how to help June. With calm movements, I set down my cup. Dior will turn 18 later this week, and if he finds hit mate, she or he will become his weakness. We should kidnap his mate and use them to control Dior. Force him to resign from his position as alpha. June beams at me. Now you are finally talking. That is an excellent idea, William. I wink at June, proud of myself. Sometimes I use my brain. It is rare, but it happens. Laughter erupts from June's throat. True, I can't wait to find out who Dior's mate will be. It is interesting even if I plan on torturing the unlucky soul who belongs together with him. It will probably be someone else brain dead, I say, not afraid of stating my opinion. My eyes lock on the scenery outside our window. Dior most likely belongs to someone who doesn't possess a soul. The moon goddess wouldn't pick someone wonderful for someone with a heart made of stone. It would be cruel. Please, June snorts. The moon goddess is a cunning woman. She might pick Dior, the total opposite of himself, someone who can thaw his heart from the ice surrounding it. I wouldn't be surprised, Alpha. Boy might get mated with someone resembling an angel. Not that it matters. Both Dior and his mate are dying. I already have the perfect plan. I smile. Please, feel free to tell me all about it.